This morning on WJTV, with more wet weather expected to hit the state, officials are keeping an eye on the Mississippi River. And the city of Ridgeland is forgiving fees that are owed. We'll have more details in the show. And Attorney General Jim Hood is joining 22 other states in a fight against the FCC. We'll tell you why. But before those headlines, meteorologist Griffin Hardy with the forecast. Griffin.
We're starting off your Saturday warm for February. Again, it's 68 degrees right now in Jackson and Hazelhurst and Prentice, all the way up to 70 degrees early this morning in Macomb. Daytime highs for today are going to be in the upper 70s to low 80s with a mix of clouds and sunshine and a few isolated showers expected to that. It's going to be breezy as well. Winds will be anywhere from 15 to 25 miles per hour out of the south because we have a developing surface low pressure off to the west of us, and we are in the open warm sector of that front, which means it's going to be warm and humid. And with that, we'll have a chance for severe weather later tonight. And that threat is fairly substantial as it stretches from Louisiana to southern Indiana, that enhanced risk area, 3 out of 5. In our immediate area, we're under that slight risk where we could see heavy rain, maybe some isolated flooding and strong winds, and maybe a few isolated tornadoes. So we'll go over all the details with that in your full forecast. That's coming up in about 10 minutes.
Thank you, Griffin. We're looking forward to that. Good morning. Welcome to WJTV. I'm Andrew Demura. Congratulations. You made it to the weekend. Now let's take a look at traffic right now. This is I-55 north of I-20. No accidents to report, but we'll let you know if anything changes. Well, as rain is expected later on tonight, that raises concerns over flooding. Officials in Vicksburg are watching the Mississippi River closely as WJTV's Margaret Ann Carter reports new predictions puts the river's water levels above flood level.
River City emergency management crews are watching and waiting as the Mississippi River continues to rise. While the water is now at just 35 feet, it is expected to rise to 48 feet by March 12th, which is 5 feet above flood level.
Is a fairly significant number for us. At that flood stage, we're going to have some streets and county roads inundated with water in the Kings community, the Laterno area, which is on 61 South, and one of the major impacts is going to be Highway 465 that goes to Eagle Lake Road. That will be underwater and will more than likely be closed.
John Elfer with Warren County Emergency Management says the city has already begun the flood fight, closing some culverts.
We knew this was going to be a potential issue with all the rain and the snow melt potential. So we just kind of doing what we always do. This is nothing new for us.
Elfer says the river usually hits this level every other year, but this year it came much earlier than expected because of the heavy rain through the winter months.
We don't anticipate any homes being flooded at the Eagle Lake area that's protected by the levee. Ziegler Road, which is a rural community, primarily hunting and fishing camps, it is on the Mississippi side or the Chotard side of the levee. It will be inaccessible, but most of those residents have elevated.
However, they are warning homeowners in the Kings community and other neighborhoods along North Washington Street to be expecting high waters.
The places that are going to flood at that level, those folks have been there for years. They kind of know what to do and when to do it. We were very fortunate working with the city of Vicksburg, FEMA, and MEMA that several years ago we were able to do some mitigation projects, buy some flood real estate out, and remove some of those houses that were repetitive loss.
Reporting in Vicksburg, Margaret Ann Carter, WJTV 12.
Well, if there is severe weather of any kind, WJTV 12 will keep you posted on air and online. Well, the Ridgeland Municipal Courthouse started its amnesty program on Friday. For the next 2 weeks, the city will forgive late fees for those with outstanding tickets. City Prosecutor Bodie McDonald says events like this are important.
This is important for people who really want to take care of their responsibilities and not worry anymore when they're driving down the road that they're going to get pulled over. And so we want to help those people. They now want to pay. At some point they could not pay, now they can.
Well, the amnesty program will last until March 9th. For more information, visit the City of Ridgeland's website. Well, as the number of infected deer rises, hunters are now questioning next year's season. Several deer have been infected with chronic waste disease. This all started with a hunter seeing a deer drop dead from the disease about 2 weeks ago. Since then, there have been growing concerns about the deer population and if meat is still safe to eat. A local deer processing business says the disease isn't known to transmit to humans, but hunters should still be careful.
Believe the animal was infected, I wouldn't eat it personally. If there was any kind of infection or anything going on with the animal appearing to be sick, I wouldn't eat it. But as long as you take proper care of the animal, you clean it properly, you separate, the spinal cord and the brain matter away from the deer, and it's processed and cooked thoroughly, you'll be fine.
Well, leaders met on Thursday to discuss a response plan. Well, Mississippi is joining in the fight against the FCC's decision to roll back net neutrality laws. Attorney General Hood officially joined the lawsuit on Thursday. He, like 22 other state attorney generals, say the FCC's decision is illegal. Many fear by removing the net neutrality restrictions, internet providers will block or slow down some online content. In a visit to Mississippi earlier this week, FCC Commissioner Brendan Carr had this to say.
The concept of net neutrality is one where, at its core, I don't think there's a lot of debate. Everybody believes in a free and open internet. Consumers should get to go to whatever website they want. They shouldn't be blocked. There shouldn't be undisclosed throttling. Part of what we did at the FCC with our decision to unwind this Title II approach is we restored the authority of the Federal Trade Commission.
That check has been in place. It just depends on the people at the FTC if they're actually going to enforce some of these provisions. That sounds like government talk to me. I mean, when they say, "Oh, well, don't you worry, this other federal agency is going to take care of this situation," that doesn't happen. It's the states that really drive a lot of consumer enforcement.
The net neutrality repeal happened back in December. Carr says once the paperwork has been processed, the change will come in a few weeks. Some sad news right now. A second child has died from the flu here in Mississippi. The State Department of Health says the child died in central Mississippi but did not say the county. There have been 97 pediatric deaths nationwide this flu season. In Mississippi, the only flu deaths that have to be reported are those who were younger than 18. And the Mississippi Civil Rights Museum started its two-day celebration last night. At the event, 5 people were honored for their roles in the civil rights movement. The Friends of Mississippi Civil Rights organized the event. Congressman John Lewis and Benny Thompson were both honored at the ceremony. Representative Robert Clark was also honored. Clark was the first black Mississippi legislator elected after Reconstruction. Other honorees were Ruby Bridges and Rita Schwerner-Bender. And seniors at Raymond High School were recognized at a luncheon yesterday. The event was put on to recognize the students' accomplishments and achievements. The Chief of Staff for the Mississippi Department of Education, Dr. Washington Cole, spoke at the luncheon. Seniors were able to thank those who helped them along during their time at the school. And the Columbus School District parts ways or fires its superintendent after allegations of misspending. School leaders voted to fire Philip Hickman 4 months before his contract was up. An investigation is underway after Hickman allegedly paid a California-based reputation firm $15,000. Deputy Superintendent Craig Shannon will step in. And 4th graders at Walton Elementary are the reigning champs of the annual multiplication, if I can say that right, challenge. The team this year calls themselves the Fact Finessers. Yeah. This is the 8th year challenge and part of a program by Mountain Dew called Are You Smarter Than Mountain Dew? I am. The program encourages students to get excited about math before state tests.
Expose our kids to other occupations, and a lot of occupations that they're not exposed to deals with math as well as science. So STEM is something that we are truly looking into doing more of with our students.
The students have won the past 7 events in a row. And the Hinds County School District will hold a job fair this morning for all those looking for a job. They want to fill several positions, including teachers, bus drivers, and cafeteria workers. This will all be happening at Byram Middle School. Once again, Byram Middle School from 9 a.m. to noon. Once again, that's 9 a.m. to noon at Byram Middle School. Now let's take a look at your forecast with Griffin Hardy. Griffin.